Welcome guys to another Metal and High Heels interview, this time with Vicky and Dennis from the Agonist. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing very well, and you?
Good, good. How has the tour been so far?
It's been a lot of fun. All the bands are amazing, and the people are amazing, and the shows have been great as well. A lot of fans coming out to see us, so far so good.
Cool. How is it to be playing in this formation of three very different bands?
I like it. It's cool that we span a lot of genres instead of it being kind of one thing. So you get even, there's the three bands themselves who are all different, but even then there's openers too that are also different. So we're spanning a lot of different kinds of metal.
Cool. So the common thing between the bands is only like that they're female fronted, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, there's female vocals in all the bands, yes.
Yeah. What is your opinion about the term female fronted metal?
I guess as most women would say in the industry, I guess they dislike it for the reason that it does not describe the music, but the image of a band. And there's all, like we just said, there's 5 bands on the bill that are all completely different, yet they all have female singers, so the term female fronted, is a little out of place. But, I mean, there's the upside that by labeling, I guess, a band as a female fronted band, someone that is a fan of like other female fronted bands might take an interest. Be like, oh, there's this new band I haven't heard of, there's a girl that sings. So I mean, there's a plus and a negative. It just depends how you see it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it bother you?
Yeah, I think the same way as Vicky does about it, but it's, the way I see it, it's like 20 years ago, it was kind of needed almost. That there needed to be something to boost it, to elevate it, because there was a stigma. There's still a stigma that exists now, but it's a lot less now. So they needed that to get them out of the underground sort of thing, and now it's like there's so many women not just singing, like these guitar players and drummers and everything in metal. There's a lot, and I really can't wait for the day that it's just like it's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's like any other band.
Yeah.
And it's just really in metal if you think about it. Like if you look into other genres of music,
Female-fronted country.
it just exists. Country, pop, even rock. Like rock music, I feel like there were females there before metal. Like if you look at like Lita Ford or Doro Pesh or
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin. There you go.
Hearts.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So we've been starting to ask this question to some bands. We are trying to discover or uncover the reason why most of the women in metal are singers. Why the instrumentalists are just now starting to appear, and why there aren't more. Can you think of anything?
I could say from a personal standpoint that it is more common for a woman to want to sing. I think getting into singing is very easy in that it does require some talent. You can't just start from zero, whereas instruments, you do start from zero. Even if you have a talent for an instrument, you still have to learn the basics and whatever, but with singing, you start and you're already kind of on key, and then you just train your technique and all that stuff. So it is easier for a person to sing without necessarily being a musician. Like I've met a lot of women that can sing perfectly and have amazing voices, but they don't really know music or they don't play other instruments. So I think it's just something that's easier to fall into, be like, oh, I'm gonna sing. Whereas playing an instrument requires a bit more effort, but mental effort as well, to be like, oh, I'm gonna actually go out and buy a guitar, I'm gonna pay for lessons or whatever,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of my take. I don't know.
It's just that I think naturally in any genre of music, even choir too and everything like that, it's more often you'll see more women drawn to it. You know, it's and metal music, even now that there is like more like upcoming like women playing guitars and drums and bands, it's relatively new. You know, it's taking off, but it's because just forever the main audience for metal is predominantly male. You know, you can see it in statistics even. Like if you check now because of social media, you can see how many men and how many women. And most metal bands are get like 80% men as their fan base, and so you're gonna get 80% more men playing metal guitars probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. So you guys released a cover with your latest album, Take Me to Church. How did you come up with the idea?
You want to take this?
It was just we had just said for a while that we wanted to do a cover of some sort, but never really got down to it, you know. And we were going into studio, we knew that, and it's like we already had all the songs we needed, but like maybe we should do this. And then we were all like thinking about it was like a month or something. It was kind of talked about, and some people threw some songs out there. And then I really liked this Take Me to Church song, and I thought that it was interesting because it was so outside. And so it would be a big drastic change as opposed to a lot of metal bands cover classic metal songs like, you know, Dio and Iron Maiden and stuff. Yeah. But then what I just did is I just went ahead and quickly recorded a demo version and like mimicked the vocals on the guitar line exactly what Hozier does, basically just so that we could hear like what that is, and then showed it to the band and they thought, oh, this is pretty cool. And then Vicky's like, all right, I'm gonna write vocals for all this, like, and then it came to be what it is.
It's really cool. Do you play it on live?
Not yet. I mean, it's hard because we have like 5 albums now, and especially with a lot of these tours that we do, we're a supporting band. We'll play like 30, 40 minutes, 45. It's really hard to like choose songs to play, and I feel like you can only throw a cover in there if it's like a full headline set and you're playing like an hour and a half. You know, here's a cover too. But generally we prefer to play original material. Yeah.
Sure, of course. So, off to a very different subject. You, all 5 of you, have a very gorgeous long hair. So, tell me, guys, how do you take care of it?
Some people do and some people don't. Mine, for example, is not in the best shape right now. But I don't know. I always make sure to bring lots of good conditioner with me. I don't rely on the hotels or venues for that stuff.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't groom it as much as I should, and headbanging on stage doesn't help.
Do you have a special brand that you would recommend?
No, I just anything that's decent. I bring it from home, so it's like Quebec stuff, so you wouldn't be able to get it here anyway.
Okay. That's true. You?
I guess out of everyone, I would be the one that takes the most care of my hair, being a woman and all. My thing is, you know, just brush it every day, because that's what you have to do. You have to brush your hair, and some people don't. And I think what really takes a toll on hair and healthy hair is using like straightening irons and, you know, hair dryers like directly on your hair, and a lot of products which I don't use. Like, I'll just leave my hair like naturally, and it's probably the reason it's able to be so long. So that's pretty much it.
Very cool. And talking about health and taking care of oneself, how do you do it on tour? How do you keep healthy, stay healthy?
You try your best. Get sleep when you can. That's number one, I think, because when you're on half a night's sleep or no night's sleep, it's pretty much you're in the worst shape to get sick right there. I bring multivitamins with me, but I mean, some nights we eat really well and some nights we don't, like in terms of nutrition. I mean, there's always food, but you know, one night's pizza, but then the next night's an amazing, you know, spread of dinner that's really healthy food and everything. So you try to grab the salads when you can, I think. And sometimes band members work out on tour. On this one, it's been a little bit harder.
Been having too much fun.
But I mean, when you're on, I notice when I come home from tour, in terms of physically, I'm actually feel naturally in better shape because you're not sedentary. You're on your feet most of the day, all day, and you're walking a lot. And then there's the loading of equipment in and out, and there's
That's a
just
workout,
that.
And the show itself.
Yeah,
of
and
course.
the show, it's like a cardio workout. So, yeah, probably best to actually have a normal run or workout, but on this tour it's been... Yeah.
I think Paco went once.
Yeah.
Went for a jog once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brought his brand new Nikes.
All the
Used
way.
them once.
Oh. All right, guys. Is there anything else you want to say?
Just thank you for the interest, the interview. Thank the fans that are watching this and everyone that came to the show tonight. And we appreciate you guys and hope you'll continue to follow us in whatever we do in the future.